New numbers show a rise in divorce rates among couples in their 50s and up, and many women credit their newfound clarity and need for change to menopause. Celebrity divorce lawyer Randy Kessler will join us in studio to break down divorces. And well, odds are you've heard of the 7-year itch. You've likely even heard of sleep divorce, in which partners sleep in different rooms for work or other reasons. But have you heard of divorce? More women are leaving their husbands later in life, and here with why and what's driving this life-changing trend is celebrity divorce attorney Randy Kessler. I slow down as I say that because I was joking in the break. It's like I want to have an accent. Divorce attorney. What's that about? Why do I do that?
There's a stigma, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and give us just your celebrity experience. You've worked with some very high-profile people.
So celebrities are the same as everybody else. I mean, there's a little more. You have to get through the riffraff or the posse or the protectors, but otherwise we're all the same. And and to today's topic, people are waiting a long time to get married. Mm-hmm. So I think there is more older divorce just because there are more older marriages. Yeah. People don't decide that it's not right until they're a little bit older now.
Yeah, and here we were thinking we were dodging divorce by getting married later in life. It's just prolonging everything. So let's start with how often you see this happening.
So I'm no expert on menopause, obviously, right? So I don't know that menopause is causing divorce, but I'm seeing it later in life a lot more than I did 20, 30 years ago when I started practicing, Alex. It was like, people would come in and think about getting divorced, and they would talk about, now it's, okay, either middle-aged crazy or, like you said, the 7-year itch or sleep divorce. As we get older, people start to realize, what is it that will make me happy? And people try dieting, they try maybe alcohol. Sooner or later, a perceived fix, and sometimes it's a real fix, is divorce. Yeah. And this may be, my life isn't good, I've got menopause, it's making me realize life is short, and maybe divorcing that person is the answer. It's one of the possible answers to making people happy.
Yeah, I was fascinated when I was reading up on this because of what I alluded to earlier. So many people are thinking if you get married later in life, maybe you're a little bit more secure in who you are. It betters your chances of having a successful marriage. So are you seeing that that's still true? The optimist in me hopes so.
I'm an optimist too, and I think it is, because those people that get married later, they had their relationships and they've gone through trial and error and they've come around and they've, we like to say, I got married late in life, and I like to say that I skipped my first marriage, just right into number 2, which is the one that you're more mature and you're older and wiser. But also it's a different relationship when you don't have kids anymore, right? Kids, by the time you hit menopause, are grown and graduated. So now it's got to be more of an intellectual relationship. It's not that young, hot, lusty. It's got to be, what are we going to do together as we get older? Yeah. And it's a different relationship.
Yeah. I mean, a lack of romance can kill any relationship at any stage, even in high school or college. Absolutely. So talk about how people can try to keep that spark going.
Well, what I hear a lot is it's not so much the sex as we get older. It's not, I miss having sex every day. It's, I miss the tenderness. And that's a different definition maybe of romance. I've heard a judge once say, that marriage isn't over because they still walk and hold hands together and go to the grocery store instead of because they still have one romp in the hay and whatever. So you've got to figure out what is it that does it for you? What is it that you need? And you've got to be open and have communication. That's really the big issue, is communication.
Well, it's great getting some marriage advice from a divorce attorney. It sounds weird to say, but you probably do have a lot of knowledge with all of this. That said, what is it that you think people can do right now if they are finding themselves in this situation? Is it worth telling your partner, I think that's me? Or when do you break the news?
You communicate. I mean, the worst thing that happens is that people hold it in, and sometimes people will say, I'm thinking about a divorce, and the other one says, whew, thank you, I've been waiting to say it. And so then it's too late. So if you have those thoughts, don't use it as a threat. Don't say, if you don't change, I'm going to divorce you, because then they may say, okay, well, I'll be ready for a divorce. Instead, say, I don't want to go down this path. Can we explore it together? And if the other side is open to it, wonderful. There's therapy, there are friends, there are preachers, there are all sorts of people that will help you. But be open and communicate it.
Give us a little bit more about your background, and how do you find yourself being the guy to split people up?
Right place, right time, or some people say wrong place, right. I found a calling that I really love. I feel like if I help people through this time, I'll see them down the road. No one's going to give me a high five and say, hey, that was a great divorce. But, I see people and I see that they're doing okay. And if I feel like I had a little part to do with it because I did my job well, that's what does it for me. So I've just been around a while. Atlanta's a hotbed of, new money and celebs and athletes. And so we've sort of that's our niche now, is we've just become a good, solid divorce firm that does good work, and, knock on wood, we're going to keep it going and do what we can. And someone calls me and says, you know what, Randy, I don't need you anymore, I'm going to reconcile. I smile. I promise you, I smile. I've got enough business. So.
Yeah, and I appreciate you acknowledging that. I was speaking with him in the commercial break, and he said, if I went out of business, I'd be happy. And I can appreciate you acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Marriage is sacred to people. People do want to see it succeed, but when it goes south.
There are times when a divorce is needed, though. There are abusive relationships. There are times when you tried everything, and that is possibly the answer. My hope, though, is that both sides are happy. The sadness is one side moves on and is happy, and the other side still lingers in the past. It's hard to have both people happy, but it does happen. Those are the bright spots.
Well, okay, tell me about one more bright spot, just for a kick and a giggle, I'm sure. Have you ever seen anybody circle the block and they've called on you? They had this life-changing divorce. It cost them a pretty penny, and now here they are back with their boo.
Yeah, we've had a lot. And the one very public one was the Nene Leakes divorce. She's a Real Housewife, and there was a very, very public divorce, and went all the way through, got the divorce, and then realized they were right for each other, and they got remarried in a grandiose wedding, and they lived happily until he passed away. Yeah. So, it does happen.
It does happen. Okay, so be open-minded in all aspects of this. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And while we do hope that you and your partner find the love and happiness that you long for, you can get in contact with Randy Kessler and his entire team at Kessler and Solomon Family Law Attorneys at ksfamilylaw.com. We'll also have that information on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Just look under the Good Day section.